rationalize the denominator of the following. We have done its part 1, 2, and 3. Now come towards its part 4. As I told you, first of all, you have to check that what is the sign between the irrational term that are in the denominator. Here we are seeing that in part 4, 1 by 3 plus 2 times under root 5. First of all, you have to check that what sign is there. If it is plus or minus, then you have to take the conjugates of the denominator terms, and then you will apply rationalization here. Part 4, 1 divided by 3 plus 2 times under root 5. First of all, I want to give you about a concept about the conjugate, that what's a conjugate. Can you see my video? Abdullah? Okay, look at this. 3 plus 2 times under root 5. Let's suppose this is the term. You need to learn that what is a conjugate. Conjugate is a term when we change the sign. If it is plus here, we make it opposite. 3 minus 2 times under root 5. This is the conjugate of the given term. Let's suppose I am having a question 2 plus under root 3. Take its conjugate. Its conjugate will be, conjugate means you have to change the sign. 2 plus under root 3, its conjugate is 2 minus under root 3. If it is 2 minus under root 3, you have to take its conjugate. Its conjugate will be 2 plus under root 3. Means you will just change the sign of the term, that is with the radical, with the surd. This conjugate is important for the rationalization process. Question number 4 is, rationalize the denominator. Question number 1, part 4. Rationalize the denominator. It is 1 divided by 3 plus 2 times under root 5. Okay? Here, first of all, you have to check. If it is multiplication, then simply you will select the radical term and multiply and divide it by to get a rational term. But it is plus. When you are having plus or minus, consider the denominator, take its conjugate. Write its conjugate here. Its conjugate will be, if it is 3 plus 2 times under root 5, its conjugate will be 3 minus 2 times under root 5. Abdullah, these two steps are very important. The first one is to take the conjugate, and the second one you will write multiply and divide the term that is in the question by the conjugate that you have selected. 3 minus 2 times under root 5. Write down the question. 1 divided by 3 plus 2 times under root 5. You will multiply it by its conjugate, 3 minus 2 times under root 5, as well as you will divide it by its conjugate. Step 1 is, whatever the sign is there, if it is plus, if it is minus, you will take its conjugate. If it is plus, in the conjugate it will be minus. You will just change the sign of the radical. Then secondly, you will write multiply and divide by 3 minus 2 times under root 5, 2 times under root 5. This process is called rationalization. What is it called?
Rationalization.
Rationalization. Okay. So here similarly, the numerator will be multiplied by the numerator and denominator will be multiplied by the denominator. 1 times 3 minus 2 times under root 5, it will remain the same. Write it in the bracket. In the denominator, must write these two things in the bracket. Now look, 3 plus 2 times under root 5. into 3 minus 2 times under root 5. Can you observe any formula that we can use here in the denominator? Abdullah, can we use any formula here?
Yes, ma'am.
What that formula is?
A plus B, A minus B.
Very good. Well done. Now mention the formula here. Keep remember while applying rationalization in the denominator, you will must use this formula a plus b into a minus b. A plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square. What is a and what is b? This formula is just applicable to the denominator and it is always used in the rationalization process. Ji beta, A is, what is A?
And A is
B square. The term that is in the numerator, it will remain the same because no process is there to do with this. 3 minus 2 times under root 5. Now we will apply formula upon it. The opened form is given. We are just going to write down its closed form, a square. This form is given in the question. You are just going to close it, a square. So a square means it is square of 3 minus b square means it is the square of 2 as well as of under root 5, and you will mark this square outside. Now it is 3 minus 2 times under root 5 divided by, open the square of 3 is 9 minus its mean. Look here, its mean it is the square of 2 as well as of under root 5. So square of 2 is 4 into square of square root 5, open it. This square and square root will be cancelled out. So this thing will be 3 minus 2 times under root 5 over 4 minus 5 times 4 is 20. Is it clear? अब्दुल्ला समझ आ रही है?
जी मैम.
अच्छा ठीक है. Now it is 3 minus 2 times under root 5 over it is 4 minus 20. 4 minus 20. Can we subtract 20 from 4?
Yes, ma'am. 16.
Minus 16. Write this minus here. And this will be 3 minus 2 times under root 5 over 16 is the answer. Now you can see that you have removed the sign of radical or surd from the denominator. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Size must prepare it. If you have any confusion, you may ask.
Ma'am, next page.
For rationalization, consider the sign of plus or minus. Write down the conjugate, then write a proper statement. पहले आपने इसका साइन चेक करना है, ठीक है. What sign is it? It is an irrational term. You will check its sign. If it is minus or plus, you will write down its conjugate. Conjugate will be the opposite sign. Under root 31 minus 4, it will be under root 31 plus 4.
मैम
जी बेटा,
वो 4 मुकम्मल नहीं हुआ.
वो वाला कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ था. अच्छा, कर ले कंप्लीट. डन. चलें, आ जाए नेक्स्ट पे. ओके बेटा, पार्ट 5, conjugate. Square root 31 minus 4, when you will take its conjugate, if the sign is minus in conjugate, it will be plus. If it is plus here in the denominator, it will be minus. After writing this conjugate, now what will you say? Multiply and divide. Your next statement will be multiply and divide the term of question by the conjugate that you have selected, square root 31 plus 4. ठीक है. Now write down the question as it is. 15 divided by square root 31 minus 4 multiplied by square root 31 plus 4 divided by square root 31 plus 4. Now numerator's term will be multiplied by numerator's term and denominator's term will be multiplied by denominator's term. Here you will write it 15 times square root 31 plus 4 into, when you will write them in combined multiplication form, square root 31 minus 4 into square root 31 plus 4. Again, you can see I told you in the morning that when you will apply rationalization process, you have to apply formula here in the denominator, that is a plus b into a minus b is equals to a square minus b square, where a is square root 31, the first term, and b is 4, that is the second term. Any confusion? Abdullah?
No, ma'am.
Acha, ठीक है. Now in the numerator's term will remain the same because no multiplication can be done here. 15 times square root 31 plus 4 over